sa lokal na korte?
Well, I mean, last time I check yung kay President Duterte, no? Yung nangyari sa kanya. As far as I know, walang nangyari dyan na labag sa sinabi ng Supreme Court after nung umalis tayo unilaterally from the International Criminal Court in 2018, no? Klarong-klaro yung ruling ng Supreme Court natin na may residual jurisdiction pa rin ng International Criminal Court sa Pilipinas ukol dun sa mga krimen or alleged na krimen na nangyari nung mga panahon na kasama pa tayo sa Rome Statute, therefore a member of the ICC. So kung magkaroon ng isang warrant of arrest ulit, sabihin natin laban kay Senator Bato de la Rosa at may kinalaman ito dun sa mga taon na kasama pa tayo sa ICC, then I would say the same logic applies. So unless there's a new ruling na hindi tayo aware of, I'm not sure anong pinag-usapan natin. Now, of course, for political reasons, yung ibang senador, yung ibang pro-Duterte figures, pwede sila mag-argue ng whatever they want. Ano naman tayo, malayang bansa naman tayo. But as far as the Supreme Court ruling is concerned, and as far as interpretation of international law by all legal luminaries, hindi kung sino-sino, mga legal luminaries is concerned, there was nothing illegal dun sa handing over of former President Rodrigo Duterte. And by the same logic, hindi maging illegal to hand over if ever si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Having said that, kung sana hindi tayo umalis sa ICC to begin with, then siguro sana meron tayong mga recourse, no? At meron tayong mga paraan where we could coordinate a way to make sure na siguro local courts can deal with it or hindi kailangan ipadala sa The Hague. Or in fact, there's another option. Pwede rin po mag-voluntarily cooperate with the ICC. Meron po tayong precedents. For instance, I think this was the leader of Kenya in the past who voluntarily collaborated with the ICC, and in fact, pinayagan siya na pabalik-balik sa kanyang trabaho kasi incumbent siya eh. So, I mean, if Senator Bato de la Rosa, for instance, I mean, I think we're talking about him, if sa tingin niya wala siyang ginawang mali and there's no evidence against him, why not he can just voluntarily collaborate or cooperate with the ICC, go there, provide counter evidence, question their evidence, get a lawyer, and then pwede siya pabalik-balik. The reason si President Duterte ay hindi nakakuha ng interim release is because hindi siya cooperative to begin with. Tinawag pa nilang kidnapper yung ICC. So bakit naman siya bibigyan ng interim release kung kidnapper ang tawag sa kanila? Sino ba naman ang babalik sa kanilang kidnapper? So the recourse there is for Senator Bato de la Rosa to collaborate with the ICC and defend his rights accordingly. And sana kung hindi umalis si Digong sa ICC to begin with, di sana meron tayong mga ibang mekanismo. Kaya nga sana ang mangyari dito is babalik tayo sa ICC. I think it's quite logical for the Philippines to eventually re-enter the ICC because President Duterte's withdrawal from the ICC to begin with happened without the concurrence of the Senate, which ratified the Rome Statute to begin with. So, in short, absolutely there's no clear legal argument on this point, and politically speaking also, I think yung ibang mga senador, ibang tao ay namumulitika lang to muddy the waters.
Yes, kasi it's because of the panukala niya Senator Leni Marcos na Rodrigo Duterte out.
Cycle pa lang. Wow. Pero yun yan, partner, Sir Richard, no? Ito nga yung Rodrigo Duterte Act, final, Senator Amy, then nung, I think last week, nagkaroon din ng final na resolution, si Senator Robin Tabono, na parang pabalikan dito sa Pilipinas, si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Meron ba talaga tayong power ang pamahalaan natin para gawin yun? Utusan ng ICC na pauwiin ang dating Pangulo?
Well, yung mga ating mga legal luminaries, whether it's Senator Robin Hood Padilla or whether it's Amy Marcos, they're more than free to file whatever they want, right? But at the end of the day, dapat ito ay tugma doon sa Supreme Court ruling natin vis-a-vis the ICC issue. And last time I checked, I'm not sure there's a precedence of, parang Zalora or Shopee, yung in-order tapos i-return product mo. I don't think it works that way, no? The best shot sana they had was the interim release, but I think someone jumped the gun too fast by presupposing or being presumptuous na interim release was granted. I think some were concerned. We have Attorney Cristina Conti, for instance, who is an assistant counsel at the ICC for the victims or alleged victims. She was saying that it's possible that the interim release could have been granted. Pero yun nga, I think they jumped the gun too fast, and I think the circumstances under which the president was not cooperative or eventually ended up in the ICC made it almost impossible for him to get even interim release. Forget about him being repatriated. So sa totoo lang, logistically, operationally, legally, I see all of this as political theatrics. by certain individuals or public figures who are just trying to show their loyalty. Ako naman, kung talaga mahal na mahal mo si Tatay Digong, bakit yung ibang senador hindi pumupunta sa Hague to pay respect? Ako, I mean, I'm not necessarily in the camp of President Duterte, but I bothered to go to The Hague and in fact wait outside the detention center, talk to some of his supporters. So maybe some of the senators, if they're so excited, they can go there and try to be as much help as possible to the former president. In the case of Senator Bato de la Rosa, if he's such a loyal soldier of the former president, then maybe he can join him in the court and trial and have an act of solidarity and together defend themselves. In talagang, sabi nga ni Bato, back in the day, kung wala ka namang ginawang mali, wala kang dapat ikakatakot sa batas. And we're talking about an international court where it's legit. This is not some kangaroo court.
Alright. Okay, sir, punta na po tayo sa issue sa Senado. Kayo po, ano ang take nyo sa possibility na sumanib sa mayorya sina Senator Bam at Senator Kiko?
Sorry, yung ginano ko yung kilay ko. I mean, it was just, to be honest, kasi I was expecting you to ask this question, not the other one. But anyway, impromptu yung answer natin dyan. But anyway, going back to this issue. Honestly, I mean, as we speak, sana sila Bam and Kiko and Risa come out together, do a press conference together, show solidarity. After all, they were supposed to be part of Checky Bam. Chel Jokno is in the Congress but not part of the majority out of political conviction. Riza Ontiveros chose not to be part of majority out of political conviction. So para medyo weird kung yung iba ay biglang mag-majority, including, especially given the fact that the Duterte 7, yung mga Duterte-leaning senators, will be dominating the majority bloc. They are the majority within the cheese-led majority bloc. So I think the best thing is for them to come together, to have a press conference, and explain nila, A, bakit kailangan maging majority ka para maging useful kang senador? Because Riza Ontiveros was minority and she was able to achieve a lot, right? So number two, how important is to get the chairmanship? And is the only way to get the chairmanship for the relevant committees that Senator Bam or Senator Kiko are interested in? Number three, wala bang quid pro quo ba yan? Free lunch ba yan? I mean, last time I checked, I don't think there's free lunch in politics. So, ano yun, kasama kayo kay Cheese kasi best friend kayo ni Cheese, mahal kayo ni Cheese, you feel good about each other. I'm not sure that it works that way. Cheese already had the numbers. So it's not like he's desperate to get Bab and Kiko on his side. There were enough people to keep him in power. So, may kapalit ba at all? And if kung walang kapalit, they should reassure people. And lastly, I want to also hear from Bam and Kiko, if ever totoo nasasali sila sa majority, how is this gonna help the cause of third force? Yung so-called pink movement or yung genuine opposition by them splitting themselves in different camps. How is that gonna help the cause? Because if the next big race is 2028 and you can only run one presidential candidate and one VP candidate, and ngayon pa lang medyo all over the place kayo, how is that gonna help in terms of creating a strong movement or strong political party? And that's why I'm saying, to be honest, people should not be surprised that many are disappointed and raising yung kilay nila, yung eyebrows nila. Why is this thing happening, diba? To begin with. So I don't think I'm getting very good answers. I mean, what we're getting is a bunch of apologia. Some are saying, oh, wala naman siguro si Risa naman, hindi naman daw masyadong tumulong sa kanila. Parang, what? Or wala naman daw na-achieve masyado. I mean, demeaning Risa and her achievements is not gonna be helpful in justifying this argument. And yung argument na, we need to be pragmatic and practical, well, then let's support Bongo, right? Because Senator Bongo is very pragmatic and practical. Di ba nasabi niya, kung hindi mo naman makakain yung impeachment, ba't pa natin gawin? Let's just focus on gut issues. You get what I'm saying? There's so many unanswered questions here. And sa aking palagay, to just say, let's just be pragmatic, wag na tayo OA, wag na tayong emotional. I mean, it's quite rich for some people to say let's not be emotional when in fact radical na pagmamahal. Radical love was the very motto of 2022 elections, and many Gen Z and youth came out not because they were 100% sure that things will turn out for the best, but because their heart told them to vote for certain candidates because nag-iisa si Riza and they wanted Risa to have a chance. I mean, honestly, if they played this strong together and some did not jump their ship, Risa could have been at least the minority leader. I mean, you can imagine the macho 4 or 5 plus the 2 Tulfos plus the 3 Bam Kiko. They could have at least been a minority leader with some swingers here and there. In fact, put pressure on Cheese, even as the Senate president. But none of that is going to happen if you're going to jump ship kaagad and say, oh, let's just be practical and forget about it. I just don't think this is helpful for the movement. Having said that, we still don't know. Hindi pa nagsimula yung bagong 20th Congress. And to be fair, I still want to hear from Kiko and Bam why is this the only way and the best way for them to be successful and effective as senators and to help people in terms of agriculture and health. I mean, if you want to run that argument, edi mag-presidential cabinet na lang tayo, di ba? That way, you can even help people more. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm being a bit sarcastic about this, but my point is, I'm not hearing very convincing arguments on why we have this weird situation of Chel and Leila de Lima in opposition, in minority, in the Congress, losing all the perks they could have had if they were majority. Risa not even becoming the minority leader because she's not getting the support that she needs. And then the other two are joining the majority after everything Jesus Credera has been doing. And Mr. Forthwith, and given the fact that the DDS the Duterte senators will dominate the majority bloc, you think those people will not ask for any quid pro quo? So I think we just have to dispense with Disneyland, Mickey Mouse theories here and be realistic and look at what are the potential quid pro quos here and make sure that whatever decision Kiko and Bam do, it is in the best interest of not only their own campaign and their own constituents, but in the best interest of the Philippines in terms of creating a strong third force. Sorry, akala ko ito yung tanong niyo sa akin, nandun pa rin ako dun sa ICC.
Save the best for last. Okay, sabi ko nga ako rin eh.
Maraming salamat.
So, kaya na lang natin yung kilay natin.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat, sir. Mabuhay po kayo.
Got it. Okay guys, sorry, pasensya na. It's cannot control. The kilay just keeps on going up. I don't know what's happened. Anyways guys, I hope you understand, diba? We need to get good answers on this. Oh, diba? Honestly, actually, theoretically, pwede minority leader pa sana si Risa and she could have negotiated still for good committee hearings. But then again, ako, to be honest, bukas ako to Kiko or Bam or anyone if they want to. No, they don't have to come on my show or podcast and all. Sorry, I don't need the engagement. We have the engagement. Sasabihin na naman yung mga loser na iba, nagka-cloud chase siya. No, we don't need the engagement. There's enough Duterte DDS trolls to give me engagement. But, joking aside, I hope they'll at least come out and do a press conference and explain to us para we can move forward properly. Hindi yung ganun na, wag na kayo magsalita, let's just forget, practical lang tayo. No, I don't think that's gonna help. Mananalo mga DDS dyan kung ganyan style. So anong next argument? 2028 sabi na, maging practical tayo since mananalo rin naman ng DDS, magsama na lang tayo sa kanila, pero marami tayong magandang committees or cabinet position. Come on guys, we have to be careful with that line of argumentation. Diba? At yung mga nagsabi, ngayon pala nag-iingay tayo. Dapat mag-iingay ka true and true. Dapat, mga politiko, they have to be accountable to people. Whether you voted for them or not. They have to be accountable. That's the whole point, guys. Huwag naman tayo mag-third world mag-isip, diba? Let's be mature, diba? About these issues. Anyways, thank you very much. Such good English. Sorry, pagod na ako. Nakailan na tayo kanina with Rosel Ronald, my explainer. I had a long Zoom talk on the South China Sea with folks in grips in Tokyo, Indonesia. So anyway, kung sabog tayo all over the West, pasensya na. So maybe skip na lang muna natin kasi emotional ako ngayon. I'm very emotional. So maybe we'll just skip this thing and we'll have siguro Senator Attorney Dino De Leon Saturday na lang siguro. Tomorrow we'll hope to have Professor Jean Franco naman, who used to work also in the Senate to also provide another insider perspective because I'll not, of course, I won't pretend that I'm an expert in intra-legislative affairs, basically realm. So maybe we can get a political scientist who actually has also a background working in the Senate. Maybe she can inform us better. Maybe there are things we don't know, and I'm more than open to be proven wrong, and I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, and I'll be more than happy to hear from Bam and Kiko themselves a proper explanation on this issue. Sana lang. Thank you very much, guys, and don't forget, parating yung mga interviews natin with Sir Ronald kanina, and I hope wag kayong magalit sa amin. Alam ko, minsan yung mga sinasabi namin hindi tugma sa sabi nga ni Ma'am Leni, wag tayong emotional. Alright, let's look at the big picture. On that note, thank you very much. God bless and talk to you soon. Salamat Thank you very much and thank you sa lahat ng supportan nyo. Baka naman. Okay, God bless. Thank you.